Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening. Today we have Pranab ji with us. Please allow me to introduce him. He is a cancer volunteer and caregiver who was introduced to cancer while being a caregiver to his wife. उनकी वाइफ को कोलन कैंसर था एंड जब उन्होंने अपनी वाइफ को कोलन कैंसर से खोया उसके बाद में उन्होंने he joined Eastern India Palliative Care Kolkata and has been associated with other organizations working in cancer care such as Pallium India, Caregiver Saathi and Patient Engage. He has completed the course on palliative care and is an active volunteer in palliative care services. What a noble cause, what a noble service. He has completed the course in palliative care and he joins us today for this Healing Circle talk where we talk about counseling and caregiving with compassion, empathy and love, part of palliative care service. So welcome once again. It's working for cancer patients, especially for palliative care patients. प्रणब जी बहुत ही अच्छा काम है ये, बहुत ही I would say कि हम लोग fortunate लोग हैं जिनको ये मौका मिला है कि हम palliative care patients के लिए कुछ कर सकें. So to everyone, मैं एक बार पैलेटिव केयर के बारे में बताना चाहूँगी कि वैसे पैलेटिव केयर का मतलब होता है कि क्वालिटी ऑफ लाइफ को इम्प्रूव करना. सो वो चाहे फर्स्ट स्टेज में हो चाहे लास्ट स्टेज में हो, क्वालिटी ऑफ लाइफ हम सबको चाहिए होती है. बट जस्ट अ मिनट, या क्वालिटी ऑफ लाइफ इज व्हाट वी ऑल नीड ऑल द टाइम. सो लेकिन जब लास्ट स्टेज में पेशेंट्स होते हैं उनके लिए जब ट्रीटमेंट बंद हो जाता है, जब मेडिकली देयर इज नो ऑप्शन लेफ्ट फॉर देम, पैलिएटिव केयर की इंपॉर्टेंस ज़्यादा बढ़ जाती है. सो इट्स अ वेरी आई वुड से इसका गलत तरीके से यूज होता है इस वर्ड का इंडिया में, क्योंकि पैलिएटिव केयर का एक्चुअल मीनिंग होता है इम्प्रूविंग क्वालिटी ऑफ लाइफ. बट कई बार लोग इसको एंड ऑफ लाइफ से रिलेट करते हैं, जबकि ऐसा नहीं है. जो एंड ऑफ लाइफ होती है वो हॉस्पिस केयर होता है. सो जो Pranab ji, when he talks about palliative care services, it is how can I contribute to other cancer patients' life? How can I improve their quality of life? So welcome Pranab ji, and I would like to request you to share. हम लोग conversation mix रखेंगे हिंदी और इंग्लिश में, और आपसे रिक्वेस्ट करूंगी कि आप अपनी जर्नी के बारे में बताइए कि कब आपकी जर्नी शुरू हुई थी और कैसे हुआ था. एक सिमिलैरिटी आपके और मेरे बीच में बहुत बड़ी है कि हम दोनों केयरगिवर्स हैं और हम दोनों ही कोलन कैंसर पेशेंट के केयरगिवर्स हैं. So I can totally relate to what all you have gone through, because as we said, every cancer is very different. And when I talk to somebody who has gone through colon cancer और या फिर उन्होंने जर्नी देखी कोलन कैंसर की, I can completely relate to you. So yes, Pranab ji, over to you.
Good evening to all the participants, and it is my pleasure to have the invitation from Jane Onco and Love Hill Cancers. I am really overwhelmed with their noble mission, noble vision, and integrative oncology. Dimple ji is leading, and as a team, not Dimple ji alone, but the team of Jane Onco and Love Hill Cancer. So today I will start with one quote to the mind. Caregiving teaches me how compassion and expression of love for self and those in total pain affect the quality and intensity of care. I am a retired. I got into this palliative care mission after I lost my beloved wife, battling 2.5 years against colon cancer, metastatic colon cancer. And then I realized that palliative care is a priceless value to provide comfort to the patient.
Right.
So And in that, palliative care is a vast world of topic. It is recent. Actually, in India, it has started in 1986, and in the 90s, it has been improving, and advocacy for palliative care is done. Mainly, the pioneer, I can mention Dr. M.R. Rajagopal of Pallium India, the chairman and founder, who is popularly known as father of the palliative care in India. So, what is palliative care? Palliative care is an approach. Is an approach to improve the quality of life and dignified death as an integrated community-based healthcare service. It is integrated, it is interdisciplinary. The team consists of doctors, nurses, social workers, volunteers, and all healthcare providers. So, we, the healthcare providers, must have a feelings for the patients, for the human being. Actually, palliative care is an patient-centric, human-centric, person-centric. So before going to the detail, I will just request Dimple ji to show the slide where the quotation, three quotations I have written there, I have given. One,
यस प्रणब जी, मैं आपसे रिक्वेस्ट कर सकती हूँ क्या कि आप हिंदी में भी बोलें? आप हिंदी में बोल सकते हैं, राइट?
हिंदी में है, हिंदी में बोल सकता है, लेकिन तो थोड़ा त्रुटि होगा, भूल होगा।
कोई बात नहीं। आपकी हिंदी बहुत अच्छी लग रही है हमें।
और लोग हंसेंगे।
नहीं तो नहीं हम नहीं
मेरा हिंदी सुनने से लोग हंसेंगे।
समझ में आना चाहिए, वो ज्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट है। तो आप हिंदी इंग्लिश मिक्स करके बोलिए, हमें अच्छा लगेगा।
ओके।
मुझे बस दोस्तों से भी रिक्वेस्ट आया है कि हिंदी में भी बोल सकते हैं क्या? मैंने कहा बिल्कुल।
ओके नाउ ऑनवर्ड्स आई विल बट
मिक्स करके।
ओके हियर one quotation of Dr. Shankho Mitro, before that I am telling, I joined, मैं join किया ईस्टर्न इंडिया पैलिएटिव केयर बैरकपुर कोलकाता, जहां गवर्नमेंट हॉस्पिटल से रेफर करता है पेशेंट को, टर्मिनल पेशेंट को, कैंसर पेशेंट को, for pain management and other supportive care. And हम लोग it is all free of cost, no charge. We have oncologists and we have a team of my colleagues who are really dedicated, sincere and dedicated. वो बहुत कसरत करता है, बहुत ध्यान देता है पेशेंट के लिए कम्युनिकेशन एंड पेन मैनेजमेंट के लिए मॉर्फिन दे रहा है मेरा। मॉर्फिन इज ओपियॉइड एंड व्हेन द पेन लेवल, पेन स्कोर इज मोर देन 7 or 8, we provide morphine. Doctor provides, advises morphine, and that morphine dose, morphine का जो डोज है वो इंक्रीज करता है और डिक्रीज करता है, रिड्यूस करता है। स्टेज, इट डिपेंड्स ऑन द स्टेज। सो मैं पैलिएटिव केयर, ईस्टर्न इंडिया पैलिएटिव केयर के ज्वाइन किया एंड देयर आई रियलाइज्ड, मेरा अनुभूति हुआ ये क्या है पैलिएटिव केयर एंड how far palliative care can provide comfort to the patients and with love, compassion and empathy. So now then onwards, last like 3 years I have joined there at the age of 70. Now I am more than 73 plus. But I feel that we all, the social workers, healthcare providers, should concentrate on the patient's comfort with love, empathy, and compassion. So I will just quote three quotations are mentioned here. One is Dr. Sankomitro, who is founder and chairman of Eastern India Palliative Care. He says, in India, the poor die in agony, in neglect. The middle class die in agony, in ignorance. And the rich die in agony on a ventilator. No one gets a dignified and pain-free death. Second, Dr. M.R. Rajagopal, of whom I was just telling, he is a doctor and chairman, founder of Pallium India. In an interview in the Hindu, he just wrote one thing. It is an elephant in the room that we can no longer ignore. Millions of people in our country are victims of catastrophic health expenditure. Paying for health services pushes them into poverty. Children drop out of school, people lose their jobs, and the ripple effect continues long after the patient is gone. In India, especially in India, this catastrophic health expenditure and the patients and families are drastically pushed into the poverty, below poverty line. They are finished economically. This is the situation in India, and we are really concerned as of healthcare providers in palliative care. And third quotation, Dr. Elizabeth Kubler-Ross. She was a prominent Swiss-American psychiatrist, a pioneer in near-death studies and author of the book on death and dying. So she wrote many quotes, but I thought that this is very relevant. She told, my patients taught me not how to die, but how to live. This is very important. The patient is a teacher. I realized this while during my caregiving journey. I realized the patient is a teacher. So, patient taught me not how to die, but how to live. कैसे बचता है, कैसे बाँचेंगे, कैसे मरेंगे, वो पेशेंट नहीं बता रहा है. कैसे बाँचेंगे, बाँचेंगे to living hours is very important. डेथ तो होगा ही, बार्थ होगा तो डेथ होगा ही. डेथ तो इनएविटेबल, it is normal. We have to accept the reality. We have to we don't have to indulge ourselves in depression. So these three quotes. Next, I will go the palliative care. I have just written in a point wise a holistic approach, mitigates suffering, from total pain. Total pain means physical, emotional, social, and financial and spiritual. जो पेशेंट जंत्रणा, व्यथा, वेदना दैट इज मिलता है, वो शारीरिक वेदना के छोड़ के इमोशनल, दैट मीन्स हिंदी में बता नहीं सकता है, सोशल एंड सम एंड फिनेंशियल एंड स्पिरिचुअल. इट इज पेशेंट सेंट्रिक. We tell that treats the person as a whole with empathy, compassion, and love. Provides better quality of life and dignified, peaceful death. Actually, palliative care करने से dignified, peaceful death everybody wants. माने need, ये तो need है, हम मेरा need है जे मृत्यु का टाइम में मैं विथ डिग्निटी, विथ पीस, शांति से चले जाएगा. सो पैलिएटिव केयर ट्राइज टू प्रोवाइड, ट्राइज टू टेक केयर दैट दे might be, maybe sent off with peaceful and dignified way. Admits the rights of the patient to have care and comfort. This year, यही साल में वर्ल्ड हॉस्पिस एंड पैलिएटिव केयर डे 10 अक्टूबर हुआ था. उसमें एक थीम थे, माई केयर माई कंफर्ट. थीम का मीनिंग क्या है? जब एवरी पेशेंट, एवरी सिंगल पेशेंट have the right to have care and comfort. From whom? From the medical health department, medical doctors, palliative care healthcare providers. That right we have to admit, we have to provide the right, we have to respect the right. अधिकार है, हमारा अधिकार है, मेरा अधिकार है जे हमारा केयर एंड कंफर्ट मिलना, ये अधिकार हमारा है. इट इज इंटरडिसिप्लिनरी टीम वर्क. इस ये टीम में तो डॉक्टर है, नर्स है, वॉलेंटियर्स है, सोशल वर्कर्स है, साइकियाट्रिस्ट, साइकोलॉजिस्ट है, all the members in together. One word I can mention, together we can change. अकेला नहीं सकता है, एकत्र मिल के काम करेगा तो पेशेंट को ये सर्विस बहुत अच्छा से मिल सकता है. It is a comprehensive cancer care, integrative cancer care. Better to begin at diagnosis. In India, I am sorry to say that the doctors, physicians, oncologists, at the end, when they raise their hand, that nothing doing, all treatment stopped, medical treatment stopped. So you now go to palliative care treatment, palliative care. This is not good. If it starts at the diagnosis, beginning of the diagnosis, so the patient will have more comfort, आराम मिलेगा. At the end, ये आराम का बहुत वेरियस होता है, बाधा आता है, लगता है, वो नहीं मिल सकता है पूरा, full support they will not get. Pain management, symptom relief. It looks after the patient and the family members as well. A palliative care के क्या है? Not only patient but the family member, because they are also worried, they are also anxiety, the mental distress, मानसिक चाप होता है उनमें, ये क्या होगा, कैसे ट्रीटमेंट होगा, मेरा इकोनॉमिक कंडीशन तो अच्छा नहीं है, तो कैसे मिलेगा, कैसे ये हमारा हस्बैंड को और हमारा वाइफ को, हमारा चाइल्ड को कैसे रोग मुक्त करेगा, ये ओरी एंजाइटी फैमिली मेंबर्स रहा है. सो वी डील विथ not only the patient but the family members also. Respect the autonomy of the patient. Actually, autonomy of the patient means the patient, the decisive power. Everybody, every one of us, हम लोग सब डिसीजन लेने के एक पावर हमारा है. तो पेशेंट इज ऑल्सो हैविंग दैट पावर. But if we don't care that power, if we suppress that power, it is not good. So palliative care teaches us to respect the autonomy of the patient. It is called end of life care. At the end, it is at the end, love, comfort is essential, is a need. Otherwise, he or she will be feeling alone. एका हो जाएगा. So, एकोत्रे, that is with nearest and dearest ones, family members, all will be there to provide comfort to the patient or to his or her nearest one, loved one, not nearest loved one. Even palliative care, grief and bereavement support. See, मैं तो लॉस किया मेरे वाइफ को. The grief is normal. This grief is normal and it results in a bereavement. So we, the palliative care, social workers, healthcare providers, feel that and we try to pacify the grief. How to come out of grief? We just we give suggestion how to come out of the grief. So grief is everlasting. मैं नहीं भूल सकता है, कभी नहीं भूल सकता है ये मेरा मिसेस नहीं है, मेरा मिसेस चला गया. लेकिन मैं इन्वॉल्वमेंट के लिए, this involvement makes me feel that I am not alone. This support will be there and palliative care provides. Just to me, मेरे को मिला EIPC ईस्टर्न इंडिया पैलिएटिव केयर का सपोर्ट, मेरे को मिला पैलियम इंडिया का सपोर्ट, मेरे को मिला पेशेंट्स एंगेज को सपोर्ट, मेरे को मिला केयर गिवर साथी का सपोर्ट. And now I am very much pleased to have support from Jane Onco IO and Love Hills Cancer. I am really fortunate to have this support. Otherwise, at this age, I don't know how I would have lived, either in depression, deep depression, or maybe somebody has the prone to suicide also. Palliative care is in a humanitarian crisis. This is very important nowadays. Natural calamities और तो डिजास्टर हुआ ना, मेरे वेस्ट बंगाल में अम्फान हुआ, वेस्ट बंगाल में अम्फान हुआ, नाउ COVID-19 and Nisargo dashes the Bombay and Maharashtra coast. So these catastrophic and Kerala flood. So these natural catastrophic when natural calamities ayate. So what is the role of palliative care, healthcare providers, social workers? They must help the terminally ill patients deprived of medical facilities, relief and grants, go there and be their side. So this is a very important palliative care in humanitarian crisis. Now in COVID-19 coronavirus के time में we cannot physically beside the patients, but anyhow we can do telecounseling, we can do teleadvising, and we can go there with PPE and self-care, being self-protected, and do something. Mobilizing community-based healthcare services. This palliative care is a community-based healthcare services. एक समाज के, एक गोष्ठी के, समाज नहीं गोष्ठी के लिए ये पैलिएटिव केयर है, काम करता है, गोष्ठी का काम करता है, नॉट ए सिंगल वन ह्यूमन बीइंग. वी पेशेंट नहीं बता रहा है, we treat, we consider the patient as a human being, as a person. So this is the palliative care. Next, Dimple ji. This is a diagram. एक डायग्राम है, उनमें उसमें डोमेन ऑफ पैलिएटिव केयर, ओवरलैपिंग ईच अदर, इंटरलिंक्ड, ओवरलैपिंग, फिजिकल, social, financial, emotional, spiritual. These are the pains a patient, a human being suffers from. So we, the palliative care providers, try to mitigate these sufferings, alleviate these sufferings one by one. That is, these sufferings are overlapping each other. So one is more to other will be related. It will be, these four are interrelated to each other. अच्छा, एक बात डिम्पल जी, हिंदी में जो बता रहा है ठीक है?
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल, बहुत अच्छा है, बिल्कुल अच्छे से समझ में आ रहा है.
ओके, थैंक यू. नेक्स्ट स्लाइड. This is counseling. Counseling means पेशेंट का साथ मैं कम्युनिकेट करेंगे. क्यों? Why? To boost his or her mental power, which is within her or him. उसमें है, हार्ट में है, अंदर में है. सो उनको जगाना है, to boost the mental power, and that is the main activity of a counselor. While counseling is in a palliative care is defined as skilled communication between healthcare professionals and patient, assisting the patient and family members with any physical, psychosocial, or spiritual issues he would like to explore. Good counseling follows the concept of good bonding between the counselor and the patient. This good bonding ये जो संयोग है, अच्छा संयोग करना है, otherwise trust, आस्था, विश्वास कॉन्फिडेंस, विश्वास नहीं आता है, और विश्वास नहीं आएंगे तो पेशेंट हमारा ऊपर भरोसा नहीं करेंगे, डिपेंड नहीं करेंगे. सो while counseling, I must take this one that how to keep close connection, close touch with the patient. Counseling is a few things that counselor should do. Next slide. Preliminary knowledge of different types of cancer and satisfy any query from the oncologist. काउंसलर को प्रीलिमिनरी नॉलेज रहना, थोड़ा थोड़ा ज्ञान रखना है वो कैंसर के बारे में, नॉट डिटेल, बिकॉज वी आर नॉन मेडिकल पर्सन्स, वी आर नॉन मेडिकल सोशल वर्कर्स. सो जस्ट प्रीलिमिनरी टाइप, एंड इफ एनी क्वेरी you ask oncologist. Gain confidence of the patient. We have to gain confidence of the patient. Active listening. When we go to a patient, we just wait to listen from him or her. Then we will advise, or we will suggest, or we will say something. Let him or her pour out all their sufferings, all their stories. In that way, active listening. We must listen sincerely, attentively. This is active listening. While she is telling, I just, my mind is somewhere else. No, my mind will be there, listening to her or his problems. Monitoring symptoms of anxiety, worry and depression. हम लोग को मालूम है, पेशेंट को ओरी तो है, उद्विग्नता आएगा, डिप्रेशन, मेंटल डिस्ट्रेस आएगा. तो व्हाई मी? पेशेंट समटाइम्स टेल, व्हाई मी? আমার কেন হলো? व्हाई मी? मुझे क्यों? मुझे क्यों गॉड मुझे दे दिया ये रोग, कैंसर रोग? This question arises in many of the patients, I think almost all, that why me? Why God has given this to me? What is the cause? Any sin? पाप किया? कोई पाप किया जे मेरे को ये भयंकर रोग दिया? कोई पाप किया? She or he will be pondering over this thing, this thought, and this will lead to negative feeling. We, the counselor, have to mobilize, have to motivate, tackle their feeling, and in a way, not in one sitting. There will be many sitting are required to mobilize, to motivate the patient to come out of this fixed thought. Why me? What is the cause? Have I done any sin? Have I done any mischievous to somebody? So this is the thing counselor must consider, must concentrate to, and this will be done with empathy, compassion, and love. Cognitive behavioral theory means sometimes many patients, we not patients, we are human being. So हमारा तो वो नेगेटिव थॉट तो आएंगे. Any incident, any event, any disease, either disease or official conflict or schooling during schooling time, all these things, negative thoughts will be there. We, the counselor, must reframe negative thoughts in a positive way so that he or she should think in a positive manner and she will be or he will be okay. Mentally okay means physically okay. I believe that 50% of the disease are cured if I possess mental willpower, and rest 50% is effective with the medication. This is my belief, and I think many or all will admit this. We, the counselors, will not ask any questions which is judgmental, or we should ask non-judgmental questions, landscape questions, non-judgmental questions or landscape questions. Sometimes we have to wait with patience till the client pours out his feeling from within. हम लोग का वेट करना है. जो पेशेंट एक्सप्रेसिव नहीं होता है, so we have to wait till he or she pours out. Just थोड़ा दिन पहले एलिजाबेथ कुबलर रॉस का 94th डेथ एनिवर्सरी का सेरेमनी के लिए डॉक्टर M.R. Rajagopal and Professor Jagadish Rattanani मैसेज दिए थे हिंदू में, हिंदू पब्लिकेशन में. It was a true story. Just I was reading on that day. Story ऐसा है, ये one mother with her child son who is at the end of life. So doctor told her that let him be admitted to the ICU. We will insert one tube from the neck से एक ट्यूब देगा, जी ट्यूब इंसर्ट करेंगे. एंड बट मदर टोल्ड नो, आई डोंट वांट, मुझे लगता है मुझे नहीं देगा, वो मेरा सन को छोड़ के नहीं देगा, अब हम आपका पास नहीं देगा. सो वन palliative care doctor observed this he went to the mother. Mother told that my son will die on my lap. मेरा कोल में मेरा सान मारा जाएंगे, उसमें ठीक है, लेकिन वो आईसीयू में अकेला रहने से नहीं देगा. So palliative care doctor went to her house, sat quietly with patience, quietly beside her for 1 hour. Then mother poured out her expressions, feelings. She told that, see doctor, my son, when he is in the hospital, when he comes back to home, he became angry on me. Why, you know? He told that I was alone where you are. So suffering, not physical, but mental, isolation, loneliness. So doctor, please allow me to take my child on my lap and pass away. I will not leave him alone in ICU. This is palliative care. This is palliative care, and this is very mind-blowing, touchy, one touchy story. But this is not story, this is true story, true incident. Dr. M.R. Rajagopal was telling in one webinar. I attended that webinar. Immediacy. Immediacy means just closeness of something one feels to deal with it at once. When a counselor is communicating, that communication is in a good way, not in a bad way, honest communication. So his or her need should be dealt with at once. This is immediacy. Reflecting and paraphrasing. Express the meaning. Paraphrasing means express the meaning in such a way that suggesting to listening to music, understand easily. That means patient will be understanding easily how to communicate. It is a duty of a counselor to communicate in such a way to make him or her understand in a very lucid way. बहुत सहज I'm sorry. Advising to take nutritious food. And one thing I just missed in the slide, music therapy. Listening to music is a very powerful, play a very powerful part to alleviate pain. And this is recently coming into picture, coming into the efficacy of music therapy is very important, is priceless. That I knew from my missus, who was fond of listening to her favorite songs. Even in pain, she used to listen, and sometimes she used to cry listening to music, listening to song, and I just observed. I didn't tell anything. I felt that she was alleviating her pain in this way. One quotation of Dr. Elizabeth Kubler-Ross: there is within each one of us a potential for goodness beyond our imagining, for giving which seeks no reward, for listening without judgment, for loving unconditionally. This unconditional love is very powerful, you know. This unconditional love can heal any pain of anybody. This, I believe, like Dimple ji, love will cancer. Love is a very powerful word. Now, I will go to the caregiving, the role of caregiving, which I did for 2.5 years, more than 2.5 years. Caregiving is a compassionate caring to the loved one with terminal illness. Primary caregiver, secondary caregiver, and distant caregiver. Primary caregiver is like me. I was primary caregiver. Secondary caregiver who? Now let my daughter or my son who was in a college student or school student. So when I do something else, he or she should take care of. So this is the secondary caregiver. And distant caregiver, from distant, I see my nearest and dearest one lives far away. So from there, over telephone, telecommunication, he advises, suggests something. Understanding the symptoms, treatment protocol, side effects, good communication with the physician. A primary caregiver का रोल बहुत ज्यादा है, and it is an invisible art. Why I am telling invisible art? Invisible art felt only by the receiver. And in our society, I must tell this one, don't take it otherwise. In our social structure, patriotic society, we feel, but we think that women are the caregivers to her husband, to her father-in-law, to her mother-in-law, to her child, and everybody else. And they are bound to do. Nobody cares for them. Nobody cares for them. There are families who cares, but there are many families in our society, in our societal structure, that they are neglected. We feel that you have the duty to do this. Don't ask any reward for that. So, this is a sorry picture. This is a shocking picture still going on in our societal structure. And I am vigorously against this module, this formula. Self-care. Actually, caregiver doesn't have time to take care of herself or himself. So we now in a palliative care world, we advise, we suggest that yourself care, heal thyself to perform the task of caring. How to heal? How to heal? Here is also healing. Healing is a need in every respect. How to heal? Regular exercise, balanced nutrition diet, honoring emotional needs. Everybody has emotional needs. हमारा प्रयोजन है वो उनको लगा करना है कुछ. Restful sleep. Sleep is a very, sometimes I feel that it is not always easy to heal myself, but even then I feel that healing thyself is a very important thing to perform the duty of caring in a perfect way. Boosting resiliency, listening to music. Now, listening to music is a very important thing. When somebody feels alone, feel mental distress, I will suggest him or her to listen to music, and it will pacify the situation. It will pacify, it will calm, she will be calmed down. She will get rid of mental distress, mental anxiety, mental distress, loneliness. Music will give company, good company, a boon company. And this is nowadays, I think Dimpleji knows Dr. Tara Rajendran. Dimpleji, I think she knows her, Dr. Tara Rajendran, who is advocating, who is a physician and physician and musician. She is advocating this music therapy to the cancer patients, and she is successful. I had a talk with her sometimes. So, next, compassionate fatigue and burnout. It is a common thing to the caregiver. Caregiver, it is a consequent result of constantly 24/7 caregiving role, compassionate fatigue and burnout. But I would suggest, don't indulge yourself in deep burnout, deep depression. Otherwise, you will be a mental patient. You will be in mental distress. Support group is a need for the best service and self-well-being. Support group, caregivers, to the caregiver support group is there. And I know Caregiver Saathi, Dimpleji also knows that Bhavna Isar, founder and chairman of Caregiver Saathi, and her team supports caregivers in all the ways. Whenever caregiver needs to have some suggestions, they are ready to provide. Like Jane Onco, IO, and love heals cancer. I am just observing that anybody is in problem, in cancer problem, Dimple ji and her team provides links, provides support, connects with the doctors, with the oncologists, and their needs somehow is given, provided. So in this way, support group for caregivers also is a very important thing. Thank you very much. Achha, one thing. Next slide. Next slide. Sorry, next slide. This is we, the Eastern India Palliative Care, my colleagues. I have been seen actually counseling at a clinic in Barakpur, and I feel myself that touch and love with compassion, empathy is very important, plays a very important role to get the smiling face of the patient. And this is our satisfaction. My colleagues of EIPC, both in Barakpur Clinic and in the government hospitals, kiosks, they are very much sincere, dedicated, and this is our clinic. And now, recently, the middle picture is tele-counseling. Myself and Runa Mitro, myself was doing with the patient far away from my place, 190 kilometers away, and she is living, taking morphine for 3 years, and her son comes to the clinic and take morphine. So this smiling face, I am very much satisfied when the smiling face rewards me, is a result of our service. I will also smile. The patient will also smile. This is the bonding. This is a strong bonding, and this strong bonding heals each and every pain, the total pain. Thank you very much. Now, in any question?
Thank you, Pranab ji. Thank you for sharing your profound experience working with cancer patients in palliative care. आपने हमें इतना अच्छे से बताया इसके बारे में, palliative care क्या होता है, different aspects of it, and the wonderful work of service that you are doing for patients after losing your wife to cancer. And जैसा कि आपने एकदम सही बोला कि there are two ways we can lead this life after we lose somebody. Either we keep on getting upset about it and cry, get into depression, not like being happy or contained, or we can really find our purpose of life and really I'm trying to understand कि ऐसा क्यों हुआ और अब मैं आगे कैसे रह सकता हूँ. अब मुझे जो होना था वो हो गया, लेकिन अब आगे मुझे क्या करना है. लाइफ एंड डेथ तो हमारे हाथ में नहीं होती है. सो उनका उतना ही लिखा था और वो चले गए, लेकिन मेरा मुझे नहीं पता कितना लिखा है. तो जब तक मैं हूँ यहाँ पे तब तक तो मुझे कुछ करना है. और आफ्टर गोइंग थ्रू कैंसर एक्सपीरियंस, आपने देखा कि कितने लोगों की सफरिंग होती है, कितने लोगों को क्या-क्या चीज़ों की ज़रूरत होती है. हम लोगों के पास में फिर भी बहुत लोगों का सपोर्ट था, लेकिन वो लोगों के साथ में जिन्होंने the pictures which you showed, they did not even have that support. So आप ही उनके लिए उनके घर वाले हो, उनके relatives हो, सब कुछ हो. So this it's really wonderful. Deep gratitude to your work of service for patients. And I wanted to ask you कि आप उस जर्नी से ऑलरेडी निकले हैं, and now you are doing this for others, for other cancer patients. तो जब आप उनकी सेवा करते हैं, when you work with them, when you take care of them as a caregiver, आपको क्या पुरानी चीजें याद आती है? आपको दुख होता है, या फिर आपको प्राउड फीलिंग होता है, या फिर आपको सेटिस्फैक्शन होता है, क्या होता है?
प्राउड फीलिंग होता है, सेटिस्फैक्शन होता है. पुराना पुराना थिंग तो आता ही है, वो एक्सपीरियंस मैटर्स. आई एम जस्ट अप्लाइंग द एक्सपीरियंसेस एंड सेटिस्फैक्शन होता है इसलिए जे आई कैन डू समथिंग फॉर समबडी in my best way. At best I can do.
Right. Wow. आपके लिए बहुत सारे blessings और बहुत सारे comments भी आ रहे हैं. Strong. Your wife must be so proud of you for sure. Obviously, try to be mentally strong enough. Very powerful. Unconditional love has immense healing effect. A caregiver should try to maintain his or her psychosomatic condition fit as practicable. And yes, there is a request to share PPT link. So Pratap Pal ji, आप अपना email ID message में लिख दीजिए, and I will email the presentation. Yeah, so gratitude to you, dear uncle, and the organizers. Such a nice presentation it was by Divya Mohan. Love and smile is of utmost importance in palliative care. Hats off to Mr. Basu sir. Very inspiring, very attractive and motivational session. And many more comments to the wonderful work you are doing, and the very informative and educational information what you shared with all of us.
Actually, I received inspiration from Pallium India, from Caregiver Saathi, and now Patients Engage, and now I am really getting inspiration from you. And when I heard of you, and when I knew, you just mentioned Divya Mohan. Divya Mohan is a best counselor.
Great.
Yeah, she is in Mysore, and we had a good bonding between. So Divya is there, I think.
Wow. So मुझे आपसे क्वेश्चन था, what are the things one should not tell to cancer patient or caregiver? हमें उनको क्या नहीं बोलना चाहिए?
हमको नहीं बोलना चाहिए जे तुमको ऐसा रोग हुआ बहुत ज्यादा खतरनाक, नो, nor or you will die, you will be finished. This type of communication is very bad. We must tell her that see, आपको तो ये आया, ये तो रोग है, just diabetes, pressure, heart roग, orthopedic, and all these things are, I tell Dimple ji that our body is wealth. Our body is wealth. We are having house, we are having properties, so we have to pay the tax. Tax तो देना ही है प्रॉपर्टी को. सो मेरा हेल्थ को तो टैक्स तो देना ही है, तो इस टैक्स को ज्यादा है कि कमती है, और that means cancer, we will never tell the patient that your disease is dangerous, you will not survive. This is not. Medical treatment is advancing, So we'll try our best to give you comfort, to give you life till your living time is there. This one.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing this. So my next question is,
Yeah.
how to cheer up a cancer patient who is bedridden and very frustrated?
See, this is a very tough job. Honestly speaking, this is a very tough job. But I feel that I should be beside her without speaking or without any suggestion, just giving him or her company. Then he or she will be feeling that he or she is not alone, and then he or she will be inspired to live in a better way till her or his death uh, comes, summons. So the this is not active counseling, but I must sit beside her to not to show up. It is not show up. It is from within. There is no question of show up that I am showing that I am loving you. No, love is eternal. Love is eternal, and this eternal love is really unique. I must realize this.
Yeah. Thank you. Rishi Sagar, you want to share something? I'm requesting you to unmute yourself.
Hi, good evening. I hope I am audible to everyone.
Yes, but not visible.
Yeah.
There is some darkness in the background, so I'm so sorry. There is a bandwidth issue. Yeah. So good evening, Mr. Pranav. Good evening,
Yeah.
Dimple, and everybody. So my question is, because I have seen my mother suffering from cancer, I have two questions. First is, does it help to tell the cancer patient, say that you are suffering from this cancer, this is a deadly disease? Does it help? Shall we tell the patient or not? The second question is, I am sure you are interacting with so many patients on a day-to-day basis. Should government of India or probably the organization take more, campaign and spread the awareness about the cancer, because cancer becomes the top three deadliest disease in India. People are dying just because of cancer. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you for your question. Very good questions. The first one, I should not tell the patient. I should tell the patient that this is a disease called cancer, but it is a deadly disease. I must not tell this is a deadly disease. I should tell him that let us see, the treatment is ongoing, medical science is improving the treatment protocol. So we must fight. We must fight to the last. We must fight to the last to see what happens. I am hoping that this disease, you will be recovering from this disease. And no false hope, but no telling that deadly disease. No. Deadly, we must omit the word deadly. Is it okay? And the second question, the government of India.
Yes, I'm hearing, please.
And second question, the government of India should look after the cancer patients in a very infrastructure should be developed, because in India, many patients come of a very poor pecuniary condition. So it is very expensive health, expensive is there. So costing is there. So government should see that how to help, how to support the cancer patients, and how to build up more infrastructure. Especially, I'm sorry to say that only 2% of the patients, terminal ill patients, access to palliative care in India. Only 2%. It was 1% just 10 years ago. Now it is 2% only. So doctors, many doctors even do not know what is palliative care. Sorry to say this. And doctors' duty is to mitigate suffering. There is a quote of Hippocrates, Dr. Hippocrates of the 18th century. The duty of the doctor is to cure sometimes, relieve often, comfort always. This is very important. This is very, very important. This is very unique statement that our physicians normally are unaware of this role played by palliative care. So I should say that we should advocate the role of palliative care. We should advocate the helping support for the cancer patients in India by the government of India, health government. Are you satisfied? You see?
Yeah, definitely. Thank you for sharing the honest answer. I would say, yeah, it was very helpful. Yeah. So, how to show compassion to cancer patients, or how to make them believe that they are not alone in this journey?
Very good question. Very good question. See, compassion, the word compassion originates from the Latin word patior, meaning to suffer with. Actually, sympathy, empathy, compassion. Sympathy, I have sympathy. Empathy, I have feeling, I have an urge to do something. And compassion, I am doing something. And when compassion reflects that I am doing something for the patient, for the human being, so he or she will be feeling that somebody is there, I am not alone. Isn't it, Dimpleji? Right?
Right. Thank you.
Any?
Very, very true. Very true. There are many cancer patients who are afraid to go for counseling. How can we make them understand the importance of counseling? उन्हें लगता है कि हमें कोई psychological problem नहीं है, तो हमें counselor की क्या जरूरत है? So, how do we?
Right, right.
Yeah.
Actually, there is a misconception that counseling means I am going to the psychiatrist for treatment. I am going to be mad or something like that. No, not that. We have to advocate. We have to arrange awareness camp in different specters, in different areas, different regions, to mobilize the patients, the role of counseling. This awareness should be organized. and how to mobilize, how to motivate, not motivate the patients. That counseling is just good communication, just communication. No, nothing else. No, nothing else. That's good communication. And this communication, so far I feel that is a dynamic one. It is not a static one. ठीक है डिम्पल जी?
बिल्कुल प्रणब जी, बिल्कुल, थैंक यू। सो प्रणब जी, आप इस पैलिएटिव केयर में कितने सालों से काम कर रहे हैं?
3 साल से।
वाओ! And if you have to summarize your entire 3 years experience in, let's say, one line, what would that be?
पैलिएटिव केयर में काम करने, it enriches me. What is compassion? What is empathy? What is love? This one.
Wow. Very, very rightly said. And that
otherwise I couldn't, I wouldn't know what is palliative care. So it has enriched me the meaning of compassion, empathy, and love, and their roles.
Right. So that brings to the next question. We believe that love heals cancer. So what power does love holds that it never let caregivers or cancer patients give up on their journey?
See, Dimpleji, very an attractive and very charming questions. So far, I believe love renews and restores. And healing signifies a return to the wholeness. Disease, when I mean disease signifies disharmony in one's thought. Love renews and restores inner harmony, because every cell in my body is attuned to this natural healing state. So healing, love is power. In one word, love is power. Love is a healing agent.
Yeah, very true. I have gone through the similar experience, and last month when he was seriously ill, and that time I also saw him full of joy, full of happiness, and deep gratitude for everyone and everything. Very deeply grateful for this life, and I thought that he's recovering. I thought that he'll be fine, and maybe now his recovery will start. But did not know that maybe he's not getting cured, but he is getting healed. So, and after a few days after that, he was in ICU. But I think वो जो पूरा जर्नी था वो इतना ब्यूटीफुल था, जो 4th स्टेज का जो 8 months थे उनके पास में, इट वाज दैट ब्यूटीफुल कि वो पेन तो गायब ही हो गया था. फिजिकल पेन वाज देयर बट सफरिंग नॉट देयर. सफरिंग नहीं थी. फ्रॉम द हार्ट ही वाज वेरी हैप्पी, एंड whatever his wishes were, it was like everything, all the wishes were getting fulfilled. जगह जगह से पूरी दुनिया से बहुत blessings, बहुत support मिल रहा था. And I saw the transformation which has happened in the last 1 month. He was a completely different person. And that's when I saw that अच्छा ऐसे भी होता है कि for months and months you are suffering, you are in depression, you are not talking, you lost your voice, you are frustrated, and all of a sudden I see that in 1 week you are getting this beautiful transformation where you are happy, a changed person. And that's what I think the power of love is. It can change circumstances, it can change anything and everything. It can also change your mutations, it can also heal you from cancer. In Nitesh's case, it maybe it couldn't cure him for cancer, but in many cases it can cure as well. So that's the power of love heals. Yeah,
Yes, right you are absolutely right.
Right. So I am very humbled to know your journey, your experience, and when I see you, there's a huge age gap आपके और मेरे बीच में, gone through the similar journey of taking care of cancer patient, that too colon cancer. Okay, I'm in 30, and then you are, what's your age, if I can ask?
73 plus.
Oh my God, more than double.
73 plus.
More than double. So I see कि gone through the similar journey, and the way we both found our purpose of life through this deep experience, and we should thank our loved one who have gone through that journey and helped us in discovering our purpose of life. क्योंकि अगर हम उस जर्नी से नहीं निकलते, अगर हमें पता ही नहीं होता कैंसर क्या है, केयर गिविंग क्या है, और कैसे ध्यान रखा जा सकता है, और व्हाट ऑल वी कैन डू फॉर अदर्स टू हेल्प देम इन देयर जर्नी, शायद हमें अपॉर्चुनिटी नहीं मिलता. सो वी आर वेरी ग्रेटफुल टू देम टू शो अस दिस पाथ, टू शो अस दिस डायरेक्शन. Like you are grateful to your missus, I'm grateful to Nitesh to give me this opportunity to be able to do something good for others. And ultimately that's what matters when we go. I remember when he was leaving this world, and he was like, how can I help millions of cancer patients? How can just by sitting here in room मैं कैसे किसी की मदद करूं? And I think that is what matters, how many lives you are touching, how many people you are able to help, how many lives you are saving. और अगर आपने किसी की लाइफ में भी इम्पैक्ट ला दिया है, तो आपने अपना जिंदगी जी लिया है. एंड आप तो इतने लोगों को हेल्प कर रहे हैं, गाइड कर रहे हैं, उनको खुश रख रहे हैं, वो भी उस टाइम पे जब उन्हें सबसे ज्यादा जरूरत है, जब वो अपने लाइफ के कुछ आखिरी दिन, कुछ आखिरी महीने निकाल रहे हैं, और तब लोग सब होप छोड़ देते हैं. तब उनकी सफरिंग भी होती है, पेन भी होता है, लोनलीनेस भी होता है, होप नहीं होती है. एंड एट दैट टाइम यू आर गिविंग देम होप, you are giving them support, a direction, a comfort, a care. What else can we do? I mean, it's just amazing what you are doing, and truly beautiful, I would say, Pranabji. Deeply grateful to your work. Mhm. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you everyone here who are working with Pranab जी. उन्होंने बताया था, रूना जी का बताया, दिव्य मोहन का बताया. So आप सबको, और भी बहुत सारे लोग हैं जो सर्कल में थे अभी और सर्कल में हैं अभी भी. Those who are doing wonderful work for their cancer patients or for other cancer patients. Deep grateful to each one of you, and I'm sure कि हम ऐसे ही एक दूसरे को सपोर्ट दे करके एक दूसरे को, जो हम अपनी जर्नी से निकले हैं, तो हाउ कैन बी रियली help other people who are going through the similar journey, because when it comes to cancer, we all enter into a new world of cancer, and we don't know how to live in that new world because हमें सिखाया नहीं जाता है ये. So it's when it's a new world, it's like taking again baby steps. So अनफॉर्चुनेटली शायद टाइम कम होता है, इसके लिए हमें कम टाइम में ज्यादा चीजें सीखनी होती है. तो इट्स बेटर कि हम एक दूसरे से सीखें, एक दूसरे को गाइड करें, काउंसल करें. एंड हमने जो गलतियां की है वो आप नहीं करें, हमने जो अच्छी चीजें की जिससे हमें बेनिफिट मिला है उससे आपको भी शायद बेनिफिट मिलेगा. सो थैंक यू एवरीवन फॉर.
I feel I express my pleasure, joy, gratitude to all the participants who have joined this webinar, and especially not alone, Jainonko team and others who are serving in any sphere, serving for humanitarian crisis in any sphere, in any sphere aspect, not only palliative care, but any therapy, any therapy. Okay.
Thank you so much everyone. If anybody wants to share anything, please raise your hand or I will unmute you. Yeah. So with this we will close today's circle, and yes, Pratap ji, I have read your comments. The government should come forward to enhance the palliative care among the caregivers. And yeah, so thank you so much for the amazing suggestions and a very good experience in creating this safe space for each one of us to be able to share open with each other and educating all of us. So thank you so much, and see you next week in next Healing Circle. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Pranab ji. Thank you so much.
Thank you.